Welcome to Big Blend Radio, where we celebrate variety and how it adds spice to quality of life. All right, so everyone, we're super excited. We've been waiting for this day for a week since we found out that we needed to get to Kelly's Bar, which is in the heart of Kansas City in Missouri. So, a mile away from Kansas City, Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a very historic bar, as our friend artist Victoria Chick says. Oh, you're going there? It's an institution of Kansas City. And it is about, I would say, less than 10 minutes from the actual Jefferson Highway itself. And so for all our Jefferson Highway fans, this is really a place you're going to want to stop when you're traveling the Jefferson Highway, whether you do the Missouri route or the Kansas route. You've got to come here. It is part of the history of the Jefferson Highway, part of the history of the Santa Fe Trail, very historic, and also part of the history of Kansas City. And it is actually one of the oldest buildings in Kansas City. And so today we're here, and Nancy and I are behaving because it's kind of in the morning, so we haven't had a cocktail yet. Maybe we'll behave on this podcast for once. We've got Pat Kelly here, who's the co-owner of Kelly's, right?
Yes, I am, and it's almost noon, so I hope they behave well into the afternoon a little.
Well,
Yeah,
but we are in an Irish bar.
Yes, that's true.
Would you say this is a pub or a bar, and is there a difference?
I think that's more of an Irish term.
It's more cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is an institution. You've got the biggest bar I have seen in a long time. I mean, really, it's big. How long is that bar?
Oh, I don't know.
There's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
A dozen or so stools at it.
Yeah, but it's big, and a lot of history here. So how old is the building?
The building was built anywhere from 1837 to 1850.
Okay.
In that era. Daniel Boone's grandson had a trading post here originally. So this would be outfit the Santa Fe Westport Road's right here, and that's part of the Santa Calagon Trail. And like you said, a mile over is Kansas. So this would be the last place that the wagon trains could outfit their trains. Their wagons get wares. And where they really made their money here is when the Indians got paid for their land. This is the closest place they could come and purchase anything.
Okay, so this is
a very historic building.
Back in the Wild West. So this is when Kansas was a territory.
Westport, we're in Westport, which is in Kansas City now, but Westport was a city before Kansas City.
That's interesting. So so this was, wow, okay. So we are talking Wild West history then. Yeah, so this is really cool. So Daniel...
His grandson had a trading post in this building.
So we start with him, and then what goes on? Who comes next?
Well, I'm not sure how long he was here. I know eventually our landlords, the Weidemans, mercantile shop or grocery store here from 1903 to 1990. They owned the building from 1903 to 1995. And when my dad came here in 1947, it was the Westport Inn, owned by 3 retired lieutenants from the Pendergast era, and he became a partner with that. And before that, after Prohibition, I think it was a grocery store in that till Prohibition, which was in the 50s, and that's when it became the Wrestlers Inn. So they'd had wrestling matches up there, and I guess there was barbecue in here also.
I bet you there was some booze going somewhere. Come on now.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, and you can look into some Kansas City history of all the bootlegging and that during the Pendergast era and that. There was,
And do you think there was like hidden places in this bar that for during the Prohibition when it was a wrestler's,
I think there were hidden places for my employees had when it wasn't Prohibition.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Did you always have to put lines on the bottles?
They'd be too mobile.
I know nowadays it's completely different. You have the Posi Touch systems and all of that, right? So now that's...
Oh, we don't have any system like that.
Oh.
No, we just, it's free pour here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we should have come in the afternoon. So, tell us a little bit about, so your dad comes over, but your dad comes over from Ireland.
He was born in 1905, and he left Ireland 1926. He left his family and everything and came over here and didn't go back for 40 years.
Wow.
And he landed in New York, was there for a short period, and went to L.A., worked for the Ford Motor Company there in 26 for a short period, And then went up to, there was an earthquake, went up to San Francisco and worked for Murray's. They had 3 restaurants there till 1907. When he was in the Army, met my mom at a USO dance. They lived out in California for a while. Then he moved here. She's from here in Shawnee, as her family was, and started here at Kelly's in 1947. The rest is history.
Yeah, really. So it gets into he had some background working in the restaurant industry and bars.
Yeah, he did. He worked on the wharf in San Francisco at Murray's for 20 years, and he used to deal with the stevedores in that, and they're tough customers at times, I think.
You could say badass.
He had his nose broken a number of times, and one time one of his best friends, an Irish guy, was drunk and hit him and broke it. He had to go get it fixed. It's the best he could breathe in years.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So he comes here. And so what was Kansas City like, do you think, for him opening this as a bar? And like, what was it like for him, do you think? Did he ever talk about the beginning days for him being here?
Dad never talked a lot about his past. You'd have to pull however, there was a friend named Pat Blessing from Ireland, and he was riding a bicycle across the United States on a bet, and Dad met him. And he interviewed Dad, and it was very interesting. The problem is they both spoke with such a strong brogue, I had a hard time understanding him. Oh. But he was going to write a book about Dad. It didn't come to fruition. But Pat was a major in the Marines, I think, and he was also a PhD teacher of history down in Tulsa. So, but Dad, he didn't talk about his past much.
Yeah, so he just gets on with it.
He just came in as a bartender, and 3 guys, one of them bowed out, and Dad bought the other one out, and so he became a partner. And then he worked 6 nights a week. We were closed Sundays, and he worked 6 nights a week.
That's a lot. Now, thinking about it too, you said that at the beginning it was kind of a handshake deal until it, so that's
our lease was with the Weidemans was a handshake deal. My dad, Randall, was a very giving man. At his funeral, one guy described him very perfectly, I thought, that he had a closet full of right arms. He did a lot for people that nobody ever knew about in that. And so the Weidemans owned the building. We had a great relationship with them. And Merle Weideman had 2 boys and a daughter, and her husband passed away. And they lived right down the street, a half mile or something. Every month we go and pay them for the rent and that. And that's back when you pay them cash, no checks or whatever. But when her husband passed away, Dad went down there and gave her an extra $50 and said, Merle, I know your husband passed. You'll need this to keep your family going. And she said, Kelly, as long as there's a Kelly alive, you'll have a place to do business. And that's just the type of guy Dad was.
That's awesome. And so you and your brothers came into doing this as well.
Oh, we started cleaning the gum off the floor. We had
oh, boy.
Shuffleboard machine. We have to come with SOS pads and do that when we were very young and that. And then, we have an older sister, Mary, who's a doctor. She worked here very briefly. She went to med school and became a doctor. And then my brother Randy was here for 11 years. He moved to Lake of the Ozarks and has been there 47 years. Very successful with some marinas down there. And then my brother Kyle and I, we've been here partners. I've been here 56 years. He's been here 54.
Wow.
And now we have his son and daughter working here that started in 2008 and 10.
So that's like a family history, right? That's a legacy. So the bar itself has been here for what? God, I can't do them.
Since Prohibition, probably.
Yeah, so that's a good way to get rid of Prohibition. Like, turn it over to an Irishman.
Well, Dad was all the Irish came here. He'd find them jobs and that. He was like an Irish ambassador.
That's cool. So the other thing, too, let's talk about some of the people that have been in this bar. We always say, if walls could talk. Yes. But at this point, if the bar itself could talk. The actual bar. You've had so many interesting people, and I know we're doing a story with artist Victoria Chick, who's covered Thomas Hart Benton, who's a very noteworthy artist here. And then part of why we're here is Arthur Kraft, who is a notable artist here too, but also it seems like we're losing his art a little bit here.
Yeah, when you mentioned the Penguins on the Plaza, Arthur Kraft was not very well known. But he and Dad were very, very dear friends. And he lived less than half a mile from here. He'd come in here a lot. And he painted a mural on the wall the bank, which is just a block from here. And he was sitting on a stool right over there, and Dad was waiting on him one night. And he said, Kelly, what's my drink? I'll be right back. He goes, I forgot to lock the bank up. So Arthur took off, went home, locked the bank, and he came back and finished his drink.
So, yeah, because, and so he loved to drink, but he was also just really into his art, it seemed like, that he wasn't a businessman.
Oh, no. He had drinking issues. I think I read in the deal where he spent 5 weeks up at St. Joe Hospital in recovery. There's some rehab, and there's a Dr. Liam O'Brien. He was a head psychiatrist there. The dad knew well. So that helped Arthur. But he lived off Central right over here, and I remember going over cleaning his apartment at times, and so did my brother. And he didn't have any money, so Dad would send over food and that, or a bottle of whiskey if he needed the DTs or something. And my brother Randy, older brother Randy, has some 4 or 5 of his art works of art that Arthur gave away. But yeah, he was a poor, starving artist when he died, but he is amazing.
Incredible.
His work was phenomenal.
Yeah, really, really. I mean, because he died when he was 55.
Yeah.
That's young.
Oh,
That's really young. Now, Thomas Hart Benton is just a huge deal as well, and his art's around, but it's also, we need to find his art. But you have some here in the bar as well.
Yeah, and a lot of these are lithos, not originals.
Not the originals.
But the originals, I think, are United Missouri Bank or something.
Yeah, they're in a bank, and then also at the Truman Library, Harry Truman Library in Independence,
and there's
Missouri.
a mural there.
So there's, I mean, it's there, but these stories, I think, are so important to keep alive so people remember who they are. Because
we did. Benton lives a mile from here, about, not even that. And I lived in the neighborhood he lived in. And his wife, Rita, they used to have spaghetti dinners for the whole neighborhood and that. But he had passed away by the time I had moved in. But we had what was called the Thomas Hart Bourbon and Branchwater Birthday Bash on his birthday, close the Sunday to it, which is April 15th. And actually, we celebrated, one of the last ones we did was his 125th, and Ken Burns came and helped video it, but we were, or document it, closed the bar, had a special license, opened it for a private party, closed the street, and his grandkids were in a band, and they played outside.
No way.
And we brought in a ton of his artwork, along with a lot of security and everything, and for people to view. So it is quite a big deal. We had that going for about 20 years or so. Wow. And then this George O'Malley helped us with it, and Lyman Field was his attorney. When they passed away, it kind of fizzled. We tried to get it going a number of years ago, and it just, his clientele, it passed on, a lot of them.
So now it's important to just remember him and go see his art and understand, because Kansas City is like an art city. And I think that if you haven't been here, and even the Midwest as a whole, if you're from LA or, New York, or just on the outsides, right, of this country, we may not realize how much this region has in history and in art.
Well, you've got the Nelson Art Gallery, which is huge. And I'm not in art or anything, hardly, just on the periphery of it. And then the Kansas City Art Institute, which has produced a lot of famous artists.
Yeah, and so Thomas Hart Benton, to me, and he did murals out in Joplin, I think, or St. Joe, I do believe. So, okay, so he used to come in and drink here as well.
Yes.
And do drawings on napkins. I mean,
I think so. I know Kraft did.
Did they pay for their drinks with their art?
Oh, I think, well, some did. I know I had mentioned to you this other artist, Bob Carson, he did, but one thing Benton said, the reason we did the Benton Bourbon and Branchwater Birthday Bash is said he had a statement that he'd much rather have his paintings in brothels and saloons than in the art galleries, which we held on to that.
I love that. It's funny. It is funny. Well, because it's for
he wants the person to be able to see it.
That's why I think he did so much public art. It's for the people, not for a certain set of people. And here at Kelly's, you are for everyone. Tell everyone that you've got the saying. It's a welcome to
Dad called this a poor man's country club.
I like that. I like that.
It's a good social place for a lot of people.
Oh, Nancy was reading on your website, you have a specific day and time where drinks are like $2 or something?
We do have a happy hour, I think.
Yeah, well, this is going on our happy hour podcast channel, too. We have a happy hour show.
Okay.
We have the Eat, Drink, Be Merry show. And then, of course, we're going to have to put this in the art show because we're talking about art.
Right.
And then it has to go highway because this is the main.
If it's in there, yeah. I quit nights a long time ago, and I think it's Friday nights from maybe 10 to midnight
or something.
Yeah,
that's the most. I've never heard a happy hour at that time. I've always heard happy hours are like at 5 in the afternoon, but you did it 10 till midnight.
I think so on Fridays. Those were.
It's like get out of the movies and come in and have a cocktail.
Yeah.
Go home. And then go home. But yeah, I mean, so going back to cocktails, we've got this bottle that you gave us.
Yeah.
It's about that. Benton's got his own bourbon.
Yes, when we did this batch, it was a really big deal. It went on for 25 years. We had a committee and all that. One gentleman on the committee was Bob Sullivan. He works for McCormick Distributors Distillery out of Weston. And we made a Benton label, and we ordered maybe 125 cases of Benton bourbon that we had them pre-sold, and they were numbered. So they were sealed with a wax seal and numbered, all of them individually. And I found 3 left in my garage that's the last 3 that you guys are getting them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but no, and it was huge.
That's huge.
I mean, back then, the people, and Benton still has some relatives there. I'm sorry, I can't remember their names that they're here. That's age.
Well, it happened.
But, we sold over 100 cases of bourbon pre-ordered and all that. Yeah, it was really neat because it's got his photo. It's got a little
it's a
story on it.
It's a collector's item, but we're going to sell it.
I was going to say a good bourbon drink.
I know Victoria Chick. We're gonna somehow make sure she gets one.
Oh,
I'll be very good about it. But there's that side of me that But I know Victoria's a very good friend. And we'll behave, Victoria. I know you're listening to this. We'll behave, and we'll get you that bottle, and I know you'll behave with it because she really appreciates the art out here.
Well, that was Ben's drink, was bourbon and branch water.
Yeah. What is branch water, by the way?
I think it's soda water, I believe.
Okay. We'll try it. I wanted to bring up the fact that the bar is also, George Wendt has come here. So you've got some film history and TV history here, too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so George Wendt is
We've had a lot of athletes come in here.
Oh, yeah, tell us everybody about the thing.
The what?
The thing of the people that come here that do sports things. I don't know anything about sports. Can you tell?
Thing.
The thing. You said back there that...
Iowa State. Oh, they made it their home. The Cyclones?
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, and then there was like a bunch of sports people thing that...
Oh, there's Joe Montana was in here the night before he signed for his to sign up with the Chiefs.
Right,
Hi, Joe.
I know about Joe Montana.
And we have a guy that works here named Dave Cross, Red. He had red-orange hair. We now call him Whitey. He is very he's dear friends with a lot of sports people. He goes to World Series, Super Bowl. He's really buddies with like Christian Okoye, played for the Chiefs. A lot of these. So a lot of them come in here.
So the Kansas City Chiefs, that's the big deal. That's from the university, or is that like...
No, that's the Kansas City Chiefs, a pro football team.
Sorry, everybody's yelling at me right now while they're listening to this podcast. I apologize. I'll go drink my bourbon. But now, okay, so the sports thing is a big deal. People coming here. But then, Nancy, you were saying that there was like a TV show filmed here, too? I read something about there was...
There was, I'll tell you what was filmed here. It was...
we're good. See, you call it the thing.
Griffin, yes. And it was the comedy, and this is, they use Kelly's as their location.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
So the bar's like inside a movie. We need to get on this. And then you were talking about one as well where there was, when they showed like how it was back in the day out here. Was it film? I'm gonna pause this.
Yeah.
That's a comedy.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that was huge.
What, Malcolm and Eddie?
Malcolm and Eddie was filmed here. Eddie Griffin was a Kansas City comedic.
Okay.
And he moved to, I think, L.A. and that, and he worked next door, and he wanted to make Kelly's a home for the...
That's cool, man.
And it showed Kelly's, they were up above Kelly's, and that was, it ran for a long time.
I'm going to have to look it up. So now you've got a rooftop as well that people go and sit. So
it's called Randall's Rooftop after my dad. And we did it in 2010. My brother wanted to do it. I didn't. He was right. I was wrong.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah. And no, it's very good because you couldn't smoke. We're landlocked.
Oh,
And so it was the right thing to do.
Oh, so and you can have rooftop cocktails at sunset.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool to see the
Yeah.
because the city is beautiful. This is a
Yeah.
beautiful city, the buildings and street.
And, well, what happened also is downtown, we went Power and Light District went in where you drink outside and that. It really changed the drinking game.
Oh.
And so we needed an outdoor venue.
Okay.
And that's where the stairs are. The stair over there and then an exit. We didn't lose much space in here. It was very expensive, but it was
Worth
the right
it.
thing to do.
Right on.
But it changed the drinking game in Kansas City.
So Kansas City, as the city itself, it seems that there's a lot of different events. So do you get part of it? Because it looks like you're very community, connected with the community.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when the Chiefs they've been fantastic. The Royals, they won in '85, and I got a new van that year. It was very good. And they won in 15, and I wasn't here working that much, but no, it's fantastic.
So you see this continuing on with the legacy and keeping and the people, you know, the next wave of,
Oh, sure.
and still being what I love is that you have just kept, it feels like
Yeah.
you can just come in, have a drink and not pretentious.
It's like Cheers.
Because a lot of times in downtowns they get a little pretentious,
Yeah.
and then it's not cozy.
Well,
You
yeah.
lose the history too, and it just seems you're covered with photos of people, and it's like this is like a museum coming in here, but a fun one,
Yeah.
I like
There's
museums.
pictures, all these pictures around here.
know.
People, like right there, a bunch of bikers that used to come in on Saturday mornings, and, they just...
Yeah. Wow.
It adds to history.
Do you get a lot of visitors to Kansas City, like travelers?
Yeah, a lot.
See?
And,
Good.
and especially with the internet now, they can find it and everything. They used to come here because of Dad and everything, which people still do. That's because what made this place so famous. But now still with the internet and that, they can check our website and see it and decide if they want to come in.
Dad's legacy is like out there
Oh,
for
yeah,
people to
for
know
sure.
who he is and
Yeah.
what he's done and all of that, even though he's
Yeah.
quiet about it. Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah, that's the way, is just to do things.
he was quiet and stern,
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, you got to keep a bar.
but he was
going.
very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
very
good.
fair man,
That's cool.
very giving.
Thank you so much for spending time and sharing. I mean, the history is amazing. I want to hang out. Okay, and there's a lot of people from downtown. Do they live downtown and come here?
People live downtown, probably drink downtown a lot.
This to me feels like downtown, so we're not
Well,
in downtown.
We're a few miles from there, but there's a lot of places downtown. You got Power and Light down there and that. This is there's probably 15 liquor licenses in this area and that, so we do most of our
See,
business
this is how
Fridays.
owners look at how many bars it's about. Who's got what license?
What?
I said this is how bar owners look at what's going on in the alcohol world in a city, is by liquor license.
Well, it is. And, this is a place, Westport's a place to come to. You can go bar hopping, do whatever you want,
And you got pizza?
And we have music now on Friday and Saturday nights, which has been
Oh,
very popular.
cool. Is it local musicians?
It's that. It's also we do just DJ,
Okay.
which is very popular. I mean, they can dance. DJs don't take breaks. They don't take up as much room. They're just as entertaining.
Absolutely. So everyone, kellysrestaurant.com, I believe is the
Kelly's
website.
Westport Inn.
Westportinn.com. And I have the link in the episode notes so you can get it straight. And it's Kelly's without an E on the end.
There's only one in Kelly's, and
That's-
Colleen and Mitch are here
Okay.
taking care of you. And Colleen, we have little koozies that she developed
Oh.
that you put around the beer can. It says, "Come in a stranger and leave even stranger."
See?
So that's
Well,
basically the theme of the place.
So when we walk out, we'll feel quite normal. Thank you so much. It's been fun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio. Keep up with our shows at bigblendradio.com.